This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to IKING Live. I'm your host, IKING. Tonight we'll talk about something very high-tech. I think nowadays robotics would be one of the high-tech topics, and for that we have invited our guest, Miss Mylene Aviva. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the show. Mylene is national organizer of the National Philippine Robotics Olympiad. Okay, tell us about that.
The Philippine Robotics Olympiad is joined by over 600 schools, public, international schools, and private schools all over the country. And we give an opportunity for our students.
Ano, high school, college?
Elementary, we
Oh,
start
really?
age 9 up to 18.
Wow.
So elementary, high school, and college level.
So a team of 9-year-old kids, they
Yes.
all have to be 9-year-olds?
We have an age bracket, 9 to 12, and then 13 to 16.
But
and
one
then,
team has the same age group?
yes, as long as they're in that same bracket.
Okay.
Para laban, yun ano,
Oh,
patas
okay.
ang laban,
Fair.
di ba? They're
Fair
fair.
enough, oo.
So meron po kaming mga age bracket, and then these students are trained by their respective schools.
Okay.
And we train naman the teachers beforehand. We train the teachers for free, and we also monitor their activities in the school. Tapos po yung mga students who participate, those who will win in the nationals, we call it the Philippine Robotics Olympiad, the national competition, pinapadala po namin sa ibang bansa. Like we
Okay.
just arrived from Russia.
Oo.
We have the delegation of 77. 52 of them are children, age 9 to 18. At tayo po yung nanalo naman
Sinong
po.
gumagamit, sinong bumibili ng mga parts, mga gamit?
Meron na pong kits yung mga schools.
Okay.
Opo. Meron na po silang
What's
kits.
in there?
Ang platform po na ginagamit natin ay Lego-based po siya.
What's in there? May motherboard doon? May processor?
Actually, meron siyang pong what we call the brick or the brain. It's a microprocessor. It's a microcomputer.
Andun na sa loob
Opo,
yun.
may
Oo.
sensors, meron siyang touch sensor, light sensor, color
Okay,
sensor,
okay.
gyro sensor,
Oh, ang problema na
ultrasonic.
lang nila, program.
Yes, yes.
Commands.
Yes, may kasama na rin pong software yon.
That they have to customize actually.
Yes.
Okay. But they will still write code?
Hindi po, wala na pong pagsulat ng code. Ang ginagamit po nating language ay C++. They can combine with
to
the robot.
instruct the robot what
Yes.
to do.
But the variables po, yung bagaba,
Oo.
para pagpalagay natin, bond paper binigay sa inyo. Pero ang pagsulat po ng programming, nasa sa bata
So
na.
outcome depende sa team pa rin.
Opo, opo.
Anong ginagawa ng mga robots?
Pwede po silang kumanta, pwede silang
Wow.
magsayaw, pwede rin po silang, there are so many things that we can do. Like in Russia, meron po tayong, we call them metanoia. Ito po yung nanalo ng gold. Nagdi-drill po siya ng mga rocks sa moon kasi po ang team po natin ay robots in space. Tapos pwede rin po siya magluto. Yung mga ibang teams namin, pwede rin po magluto. Meron din po tayong underwater robot na tinawag po ng mga bata Nemo kasi po ay nagsisip-sip siya ng oil spills.
So when you say singing robot, kunyari, no? He has to compete with another singing robot or free for all yan kahit anong idea.
Kahit anong idea, kung ang team po natin ay about arts, di pwede silang sumayaw, pwede silang kumanta. Kasi po yung microcomputer na sinasabi nating brain ng computer, may notes po doon. Pwede ka
Okay.
mag-compose. Opo.
I'm curious, ilan sa isang team?
Tatlong bata.
And
Isang teacher.
do they all program?
I believe that they assign one child. So may
Okay.
team leader, merong builder, siya yung engineer,
Okay.
tapos may programmer. Meron din pong
Okay.
mga task na binibigay.
Oo. Yung leader, pwedeng hindi techy masyado, basta't leader lang siya.
Malamang po, karamihan po ng mga bata, marunong sa pareho. Kasi pagka hindi po maganda yung program, syempre, kailangan siya marunong mag-ayos ng program.
So, you said mayroong teacher advisor?
Yes, meron pong tinatawag nating coach or
Okay.
mentor.
Anong pwede niyang gawin? Pwede ba siyang makialam sa design?
We ask the teachers as much as possible na to give the students or the kids
The leeway.
the leeway or the the creativity to do whatever they want. But the teacher, of course, has to advise them kung ano po yung magandang gawin.
May bayad ba ang entry?
Wala po. It's
So actually, Maylin, kahit sinong bata, basta't yung school nila, participant dyan
Registered,
sa
opo.
project ninyo, pwede.
re-register lang po.
Do you have some from the public schools?
Oh yes, a lot. In fact, from the past 15 years po, since we started in 1999, meron na po tayong, I would say, 60% actually are from the DepEd schools.
Oh, that's good.
Opo. In mga science kasi, ang ating implementing agency po ay the Science Education Institute Department of Science
ganun
and
ba?
Technology.
SEI.
SEI, opo.
Alright, I remember that, SEI. So, ano yung mga schools na yun? Are they science high schools?
Opo, Philippine Science High Schools. Lahat po, 16
okay.
campuses. Opo. Yung
Okay.
pa lang po. Marami.
Sila pa lang pwede na maglaban.
Kalaban nila yung mga ibang schools po na,
Oo.
for example, yung we have private schools po. Meron din po International School of Manila, sumasali, British School,
talaga?
sumasali. Opo. Mga Chinese schools din po, sumasali.
Okay. So, you said, ilang taon na yung
I'm on my
Olympiad?
15th year po, this year. Actually, ang inumpisahan ko po ng 1999, pero nag-start lang po talaga ako mag-competition ng
So,
2001.
by now, may mga na-produce ka ng
Oh,
programmers na ngayon?
Opo,
kaya?
opo.
Or
Opo.
engineers na?
Opo.
Tell me about that. That's exciting.
I did an impact study a few months ago, which I presented to the Department of Science and Technology. We noticed that 90% na sumasali dun sa mismong team na mga bata ay nag-pursue ng engineering, computer science, IT, or any
Anong
field
dominant?
in science.
May ECE ba?
Puro ECE po. Mostly ECE,
I guess so.
mechanical
Yeah.
engineering.
Yeah.
Tapos mayroon po ngayon na mga software applications ang kanilang gustong developers ng software application. Kasi po, yung mga programmers, yun po ang nagiging line.
Meron
Topside.
bang nag-focus na talaga sa robotics?
Meron po. May mechatronics po tayo ngayon na courses.
I understand
Yes.
that too.
Opo.
PLCs?
Yes.
Talaga, nag-graduate na sila sa PLC?
Opo.
Amazing. Amazing.
So ngayon, meron po tayong mga doktor na naipag-graduate din.
Aha.
In fact, one of my friends went to a hospital and then the doctor mentioned that he was part of the robotics team when he was an elementary student.
So yung impact study mo, talagang na-influence sila?
Opo. Na-encourage po sila na i-pursue ang track in science and technology.
Oo, may pumasok pa sa artificial intelligence?
Right now, meron kasi, related naman po yun sa
I know.
mechatronics. Pero
But that's
po,
a higher form.
yes, it's in a higher form. I think we need to have more teachers, yun po yung next guest natin, to help the teachers be more...
Do we have in the Philippines AI?
We have AI, but in selected universities.
Hanap
po.
kita.
Sige po.
What about
Sige po.
fuzzy logic? Is anyone using fuzzy logic?
No, wala pa.
Adaptive learning?
I believe there's one school who's doing adaptive learning, but more on the special children. Yes.
AI is the future. Kasi kung robotics lang, ang lalabas, robot lang. Actually, I have come up with a definition distinguishing a robot from an android. Oo. Android medyo na-confuse lang ngayon kasi ginamit nilang pangalan ng OS eh.
Opo.
Diba? Samsung, ganyan. So once you mention Android, yung naisip kagad ng mga tao, cellphone.
Opo.
But the real definition is, yung robot, wala siyang human form. So, si R2-D2, robot yan. Si C3PO, robot yan.
C3PO, opo.
Pero si Commander Data, nung Star Trek, hindi na yung robot. Android na siya. Kasi meron na siyang human form. Oo. Although, hindi naman siya human being. Oo. But what makes Commander Data himself is the artificial intelligence. Oo.
That's
Kaya
right.
fantastic ang potential ng AI sa atin. Yung, ewan ko kung magpa-plug ako, yung latest movie ng Marvel, yung Avengers,
Opo.
AI yun.
Opo. Hindi ko pa ako napapanood. Kasi nag-compete po kami sa US.
Oo.
We just came back last week. Opo. Hindi ko pa ako napapanood.
Although yung kanilang yung mga robots nila doon, they look like robots. Pero yung intelligence, AI na.
Opo.
Oo, kaya nakakapag-isip. Si Commander Data nga, may emotion na. You believe that? Oo. So that's fantastic, Maylene. No? So, down the line, what happens, kunyari, mayroong isang team of 9 years old, no? Ano nagiging outlet ng kanilang bagong knowledge? Do they continue?
Yes.
Programming, building?
Yes. The soft skill that other than the science and technology part, the science and technology part of the learning is that the soft skills that we teach our children, it's really creative, critical thinking. Ang bata, tinuturuan namin mag-solve ng problems in a critical way. Kasi po, I think that is a very good skill that all adults should have, no? And we're also giving them the skills to be for the 21st century skills. Kasi po, ASEAN integration na tayo. So we have to have value-added skills for our workforce, for our manpower here in the Philippines.
Well, you mentioned na nakakarating na kayo sa foreign competition. Kumusta naman yung performance ng mga Filipino children?
Naku po, nakakatuwa kasi in the past, we're on our 14th year, going on 15, nananalo po tayo ng gold.
Talaga?
We have, yes. In fact, I just mentioned last week, kababalik lang po natin, no? Na we are ranked out of 105, top 30 po ang Philippines.
Okay.
You know, I think I told some of the countries, we may come from a developing country, but you give our children the opportunity. We have brilliant teachers, we have brilliant students.
I'll ask you something. This is not about science, but nababasa ko kasi na yung unique racial mix natin, di ba? Malay, Indonesian, may American, may Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, whatever. Yun daw ang nag-produce ng yung mga Pilipino kasi pag may music, sasayaw, kakanta, maglalaba, magkukula.
Alam niyo
Flexibility.
Alam niyo po,
Did you see that in the kids?
Opo, totoo yung sinabi mo. Kasi nakikita ko sa competition, ang mga bata natin, tawa lang ng tawa. Kala mo, minsan nga sinasabi ko, seryosohin nyo nga yung competition. Kita nyo yung mga Chinese, mga Japanese,
Serious?
mga Russian, sobrang
Titigas
serious.
na mukha.
Oo, tigas sila, nag-i-enjoy. And I think yun ang key ng mga Pilipino. Marunong tayo mag-adapt, sabi tama nyo. Tapos, masayahin tayong tao. Saka, sa atin, problema lang eh. Ang mga bata natin, patawa-tawa, pero nakaka-deliver. So I think, tama po. And then, we're very articulate. Our kids can express themselves. Sumasayaw ang mga bata. Kasi part of the performance yan, pwede silang sumayaw, kumanta, mag-act.
Actually, may effect daw yan sa creativity. Nung panahon ng Y2K, sumikat yung ibang country kasi hard programming. But there's another kind of programming now, yung animation, di ba?
Yes.
Kung saan you need more creativity rather than yung hard programming. And apparently, dyan nag-i-excel ang mga Pilipino.
Yes, and good that you have discussed about animation. We are now teaching kids as early as 6 years old naman on how to do animation and digital publishing.
Hindi ba masyadong early yun?
No. Parang cartoons lumalabas. Parang cartoons lumalabas. And they have a sense of ownership because ginawa nila yun at gumagalaw. Wala nang PowerPoint in the future. Lahat na animation na. At ang gagawa yan mga bata.
Really?
And that science, they can express themselves for
Ano
science,
software
mathematics.
nila?
Meron po kaming software na itinuturo sa kanila called SAM.
Development tool yun.
Yes, it was developed by the Tufts University in the United States, in Boston, United States, and they have shared that animation program with us. Tapos po, tinuturuan namin yung mga teachers paano po
Yung Sam na yan, siguro apo na yan ni Hal.
Si Sam.
You know Hal?
No, hindi ko po inabot. Si Sam na ho inabot ko.
Hal was the computer in 2001 Odyssey. Oo, pero wala pa siyang form. Nasa mainframe siya nagsasalita.
I see. Opo.
Siguro yung Sam na yan, apo na yan ni Hal.
Siguro nga po.
Yes.
Ninuno.
Yes, yes. So, fantastic, ha? I mean, okay. I'll tell you my concern, no? Napakaraming public school. Let's say may bata dyan, gusto sumali. Paano ko yung kung school niya hindi kasama dyan sa program nyo? Can he join alone?
I believe cannot kasi kung public school, kailangan po may endorsement ng DepEd. Kasi po, meron syempre times na wala sila sa school or may practice sessions. So, kailangan po, may memorandum of...
Okay. Pero yung team, wala naman silang extra gastos.
Wala po. Yung,
Hindi ba kailangan ng mga anak mayaman sila?
Hindi po, hindi po. In fact, meron po kaming ginagawa namang story, isa pong bata na sinama namin sa Russia. Ang school po niya, ibanggitin ko na rin, Bagong Pag-asa School sa Quezon City po. Sa slums lang po siya nakatira. He is 9 years old. Dinala namin. First time siya nakasakay ng aeroplano.
Paano yung pamasahe niya? Kayo?
Inano po ng DepEd.
I see. I see.
Tapos, they're doing now a 5-year study of the boy, kung ano yung magiging resulta ng buhay niya, na nasa ano siya, nasa robotics.
Pero
program.
Mylene, I think naman, if you go into each of the public schools, there will always be a team there. Correct? So my question to you now, what do you need to bring this everywhere?
Well, we need, of course, the support of government.
In what way?
The LGUs. Kasi po, most of our support is not coming from the DepEd naman po. They are giving us the permits, the authorization for us to have their students participate. Pero po, syempre po pagpalalabas na kami sa ibang bansa, in representing...
Pwede ba yung intercity, kunyari, Pasay versus Parañaque?
Meron po kami
para gastusan ng mga mayor. Pwedeng ganon?
Opo, meron kami parang liga na ano.
Liga? Basketball?
Basketball.
Meron ng ganon?
Meron po kami ginagawang ganon. Tawag po namin Mayor's Cup.
Dapat ganon eh.
Opo.
Kasi kawawa naman yung mga kids. I think all of them have talent eh. You know?
Opo.
As I said, you go to ilan ba miyembro ng team? Tatlo?
Tatlo po.
You will always find a team. Actually, you can find several teams, even in the public schools.
Opo. Yes, we are really looking forward to more public schools participating. Dati po, konting-konti lang.
Siguro ang alternative mo dyan, kung hindi man si Mayor, yung mga civic clubs.
Opo. Rotary, we work closely with Rotary. They are supporting
I think you can instill local pride eh.
Opo.
Yung mga ganyan, Davao versus Cebu.
Opo.
Yung mga ganyan. Gagastusan nila yan.
Opo.
So, how do you identify the team members?
It's not us, hindi po ako, yung mga schools po ang nag-identify. Sila ang pumipili. Nagliliga din sila within the school. So, kung sino po yung the best ng school, yun yung, parang meron silang internal competition. Intrams, parang intramurals po, ganon.
Does it always follow na magagaling ang grades nila?
Hindi
mga
po.
bata?
Yun
I was
din ang
gonna say
sinasabi
that
namin.
I was gonna say that. It doesn't follow, no?
Hindi po. Ang sa amin, ang bata, dapat po pasensyoso, tapos talagang mahilig mag-thinker.
Inclined lang siya.
Yes,
inclined.
What's
amazing about what you're doing is you don't stop with software, may hardware component. In fact, mixture ng hardware.
Yes. It's
at software.
Yes. We call it the digital and the physical tools.
So you started with how many schools?
8 lang po in...
Now you have 600?
About 600.
What's your target? When are you gonna make it? Ilan ba eskwelahan?
46,000.
Oh my God. Including public and private?
Yes, combined po. Hindi, actually, 46,000 public pa lang po yun.
Public. Ilan ang private?
5,000 plus po. Elementary and high school, wala pa yung college.
So mga 50,000?
50,000.
Tinatanaw mo ba yun?
I have na. Sana in my lifetime, baka 1,000
sa elimination,
2,000 man lang.
Baka apo-apo mo na siguro yung
Opo.
magawa niyan. Fantastic. Sige, Mylene, we have a few seconds left. Why don't you use the camera to appeal? Hindi naman siguro lahat ng 50,000, but more schools, maybe 1,000 schools
Opo.
for the coming years, no?
Yes.
Para mag-apila ka ng suporta sa mga syudad. Go ahead,
Okay.
please.
I would like to invite po yung mga interesado po sa robotics program. Tanungin niyo lang po yung school nyo kung meron po silang access po dun sa Philippine Robotics Olympiad, or just log on to www.felta.ph and just go to the link down in that website, which is PRO, or the Philippine Robotics Olympiad. Ang competition po ay September 10 to 12 this year, at ang mananalo po dito sa Philippines ay padadala po natin sa Qatar, sa Doha, Qatar po ang laban.
Okay, thank you. Manalala ko lang si Asimo. Asimo is still a robot,
Yes.
but he's starting to have human features. So,
Yes.
siguro in a few more years, si Asimo magiging android. Thanks for coming.
Yes, thank you.
And you will have my support. Fascinated ako dyan.
Thank you po.
Especially sa artificial intelligence.
I will let you know.
All right. Take it away, baby. Ito yung paper ni Mr. Merpregata. Mep,
Ay, sir, kayo na.
can I give him a copy of this? I hire a copy of this.
Scientific concept.